welcome back, grade 10s. Today we'll be quickly looking at exponential equations and how to solve them. The first thing that you need to understand and remember is that with exponential equations you need to have a prime base. So the bases on both sides, meaning either left or right, need to be the same. You'll obviously drop the bases and then only work with the exponent in order to solve the equation. So basically what we need is the following. So if you look at this, if your bases either side of the equation is the same, we'll drop the bases, they will disappear, and you'll obviously just work with the exponent that is left over there. Okay, so let's quickly run into the first question and then we'll move on from easy to more complicated questions to ensure that you guys know what to do and how to solve these questions. Okay, so the first one, easy one, we'll have 6 to the power of x equals 6 to the power of 4. Obviously you'll see that the bases are the same already, so the only thing that we now do is we drop the bases, and therefore our final answer would be x is equal to 4. Remember, at the end of the day, because it's an equation, you are looking for the value of the variable. In this case it is x, in other cases it could be any letter with regards to the alphabet. Okay, the next question that we've got over here is 7 to the power of x equals 49. So obviously you need to get the base on the right side the same as the base that we've got on the left. So the only way that you can do that is basically by taking the 49, putting it into your calculator, pressing equal, shift, and then the factorization option. If you do that, you will then get on your right side 7 squared. Okay, because obviously 7 times 7 gives me 49. The bases are the same, so as soon as they are the same, we drop them, and then we work with the exponent, which is x is equal to 2 in this case. So that would be your final answer. If you had to take 2 over here and put it into the x value, position, you'll say 7 squared, and then you'll get your left hand side equal to your right hand side. And that is one of the main things that we want to work towards when we do check the equations. Okay, our next question looks like this. So we've got 8 to the power of x plus 4, and that would be equal to 4 to the power of 2x plus 9. Okay, now both of these can be changed. So if you follow that calculator method, you put it in, equal, shift, factorize, that will give you the factorization or the prime factors for those numbers. And what you must understand is, because you've got two terms at the top here, whatever you get must be distributed to both of these. So look here quickly. If I put it in, I'll get 2 cubed. What I already have over here needs to be put into brackets, because you need to include both of them. Then this will become 2 squared. What I already have has to go into brackets. There we go. Okay. Let me just sort out this. I do apologize, the light's a bit in the way. There we go. Okay, so what we do now is, now we need to distribute the values on the outside. Okay, you need to sort that out. But before you do that, you need to drop the 2's, because both of them are the same. They get dropped and we work with the exponents that are left over. So if you want to distribute at the top here, it should be fine. Shouldn't be a problem. You should still get the same answer. But I prefer to distribute once I've dropped the two bases that are the same. So 3 times x gives me 3x. Positive and a positive is positive. 3 times 4 is 12. Then we distribute over here. So 2 times 2 is 4x. Then a positive and a positive gives me a positive. 2 times 9 is 18. Now what you need to do is, you need to solve this as a normal equation, okay? As a normal simple equation. So all your x's on one side, all your constants on the other side, obviously. So I'm going to leave my 4x over here. I'm going to bring the 3x over, and it becomes negative 3x. I'm going to leave the 12 as is, and I'm going to bring the 18 over to that side, and it becomes negative 18. Okay? 12 minus 18 gives me negative 6. 4 minus 3 gives me x. So my final answer is negative 6. If you left the 3x on that side and you brought over the 4, you would obviously get negative x. And on the other side you get positive x, which means x cannot be negative. Okay? X cannot be negative. So you'll have to divide both sides by a negative in order to make x positive, and then obviously the positive 6 would become negative in this case. Okay, moving on to the next question. We've got 3 to the power of 2x, and that should be equal to 1 over 9. Okay, what we need to do now is we need to take the 9 and get the base the same as what we've got on the left. So we're going to leave the 3 to the power of 2x. If you put this into your calculator and you prime factorize, it will become 1 and 3 squared. So 1 over 3 squared. What you now need to do is you need to bring the 3 squared to the top, so it becomes negative. So you've got 3 to the power of 2x, and that would be equal to 3 to the power of negative 2. So all I did was I just swapped this around. So I brought the numerator to the bottom and I took the denominator to the top. Okay, law number 6 of your exponential laws. With that, we'll drop the 2 over here, and you'll have the exponential values left, which is 2x equals negative 2. Now x you want on its own, so you'll get rid of it by dividing by the coefficient, but what you do on the left you obviously have to do on the right. So therefore x is then equal to negative 1 in this case, and that's your final answer. Okay, let's jump into the next one. So our next question looks like this. Remember, it gets a bit more complicated now, and your exponential rules and laws are going to be tested, and the knowledge that you actually obtained in grade 9. With this, we've got 2, open bracket, 25, close bracket, to the power of x is equal to 250. Okay, first things first. You want to get rid of the number that does not have an exponential value. In this case, this coefficient over here that has to be distributed, we want to get rid of that. So we divide by 2, but what you do one side, you need to do the other side, because it's an equation. So you get rid of this. Okay? What you'll have then is also, remember there's a 1 over there if there's nothing written. So you're going to apply law number 3. 1 times x will give me x. So you'll have 25 to the power of x. 250 divided by 2 will give me 125. Now, I need to go find the prime factors of both of them. So if you apply the calculator method, you will get that this will become 5 squared. And remember, whatever you already had there has to be put in a bracket, because you need to distribute. Then on this side I'll have 5 cubed. Now the bases are the same, so we get rid of the bases and we work with the exponents. So 2 times x gives me 2x, and then I've got a 3. We want x on its own, so we divide by 2. So therefore x is equal to 3 over 2. You now need to take it further. You need to go and make it a mixed number. So 2 goes into 3 once, and you'll have 1 over 2 left, and that's your final answer. Okay. Let's quickly look at the next question. So we've got 4 to the power of x plus 6 equals 1. Okay. Law number 5. Anything to the power of 0 is equal to 1. Now the base that I have on the left is a 4, which means that the base that I'm going to put to the power of 0 on this side also has to be 4. Okay, like I said to you, law number 5. So we've got 4 to the power of x plus 6, and then the base that we want over here is a 4, and anything to the power of 0 is equal to 1. Bases fall away, x plus 6 is equal to 0. Carry the 6 over, it becomes negative, so therefore x is equal to negative 6 in this case. Okay. Okay guys, we've got 2 more questions that we'll quickly look at. Maybe I'll add in 1 or 2 more, but let's quickly jump into the next question. Okay, our next question looks as follows. We've got 2 to the power of x squared minus 4x equals 0,125. There we go. Told you, we'll always be working with questions from the easiest to the most difficult. So the first thing that you are looking at here, and the first problem that you'll be experiencing, is this decimal number. My opinion, change it to a common fraction immediately. And the common fraction that I'll change this to, obviously you'll say 125 over 1,000, but you need to go and simplify the 125 over 1,000 to 1 over 8. Okay, so this is going to become 1 over 8. This we'll keep as is for now. Okay, now we need to change the 8 to suit the base of 2 that we've got here. So you put this into your calculator, not the whole thing, just the 8. And when you put the 8 into your calculator, you'll get 2 cubed. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. On the left, you'll have 2 to the power of x squared minus 4x. Okay, such as law number 6 that we followed in the previous question, we need to bring this to the top. And this will then change to a negative, the exponent. So you'll have on your right side 2 to the power of negative 3. On the left side, you'll just have 2 to the power of x squared minus 4x. Okay, the bases will now fall away. If the bases fall away, you'll work with the exponents. And now what you have to do is you need to carry the 3 over to the other side and put the whole thing equal to 0, because you're basically going to form a trinomial now. So x squared minus 4x plus 3 is equal to 0. Okay, now you've got a trinomial, which means you are going to have to factorize. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is we need to find the factors of 3. So it will be 1 times 3. Those are the factors. Okay, what we need to do now is we also need to look at the sign that is attached to the constant. If it's positive, we're obviously going to look at the first sign, which is negative. And that will tell us that both our brackets will have negatives as signs. Okay, so both our brackets will have negatives. And they are still equal to 0 because it's an equation. So we split the x's up. Both will be negative. We are looking for negative 4. So we'll use 1 and we'll use 3. Okay? So how it works is, if I go and FOIL these brackets, I should get that. So if you say x times x, it gives you x squared. Okay? Then, to sort out this, if you say a negative and a negative, it will give me a positive. 1 times 3 will give me 3. Then, a negative 1 minus 3 gives me negative 4. Okay, but now because this whole thing here is an equation, I'm not done here. I need to go and finalize it. So let's work here. So what we then do is we say, therefore, x minus 1 is equal to 0, or x minus 3 is equal to 0. Okay? Which would then tell me that I need to carry the 1 over and I need to carry the 3 over. So at the end of the day, x will be equal to 1, or x would be equal to positive 3. And that is your final answer. Okay? Let's go to our next question. Okay, our next question looks as follows. we've got 25 to the power of x minus 1 over 5 to the power of x plus 1. And that's equal to 24. I can already tell you, if you look here, I can already tell you, after we make this a prime factor, we will have to factorize. Okay, you'll have to use dots. So, let's quickly sort this out. So we've got then 5 squared, okay, and then the x will be multiplied with the 2, so we can put the x down as is. If you want to put it in a bracket, you are most welcome to do so. Minus 1 over 5 to the power of x plus 1 equals 24. There we go. What we need to do now is, we need to go and factorize the numerator. Okay, we need to factorize the numerator. And we can do that because there are 2 x's. Okay, there are 2 x's there. So, what we're going to do is, we're going to create 2 brackets. You write the denominator as is, and the 24 as is. And then, for each bracket, we'll do the following. So you've got 2, this 2 here represents or tells us that there are 2 5s. So you're going to have a 5 to the power of x and a 5 to the power of x. This is a perfect square. So you'll write the 1 and the 1, because 1 times 1 is 1. And because it's a perfect square, the first bracket will have a positive and the second bracket will have a negative. Guys, it doesn't matter where you put your signs. You can swap them around as well. Okay? Now with this, you'll pick up that you can get rid of the fraction now through cancelling the numerator with the denominator. And they must look identical. They must look identical. Please don't mess that up. Okay? What we'll do now is we'll take the numerator and we'll write it down as is. So 5 to the power of x minus 1. You don't have to put it over 1. Okay? You just write it as a whole number. Then equals to 24. And what we do now is we need to go and carry this one over to the other side. And you'll see now why I have to do that. I'm going to continue on the top right here. So when I carry the 1 over, it becomes 5 to the power of x equals 24 plus 1. You get 5 to the power of x equals 25. And now over here, you go and do prime factors, which will then give me 5 squared. And then on the left, 5 to the power of x. Bases fall away, therefore x is equal to 2. And there's your final answer. Okay. Okay, let's do one more, and then we'll call it a day for the exponential equations. I hope that this actually helps you out, because these would be the more extreme type of questions that you'll get. Okay, let's see, maybe we'll do 1 or 2 more questions. Okay, but definitely 1. Okay, your next question looks like this. So you've got x to the power of 1 over 3, close your bracket, 3, and then on this side you've got 3 cubed. Okay, remember what I said to you when we did the equations in the previous video before this one. You had to get rid of that fraction that's an exponent. You don't want that, because that will create huge problems for you. Okay, so you have to actually distribute this. So you're going to apply law number 3. Remember, the 3 over here is written over 1. So you're basically saying 1 times 3 and 3 times 1. Okay, so therefore what you will then get is the following. You'll have 1 over 3 times 3 over 1 equals to 27. Okay, you can solve this. Then, what we'll get then is, we'll say 1 times 3 is 3, 3 times 1 is 3, and 27. 3 divided by 3 is 1, so therefore x is equal to 27 in this case. Okay, let's quickly do another question. I think I'm going to do that one on the right here. So the next question that we've got is the following. We've got 2x to the power of 3 over 2, which is equal to 54. The first thing that I want to do is I want to get rid of this thing over here, this coefficient, because this thing is going to be a huge problem for you. So divide by 2 both sides. This cancels out, so on the left you will have x to the power of 3 over 2, and on the right side you'll have 27. Okay, what you need to do now is, we need to get rid of this over here. Okay, but remember what you do on the left, you obviously need to do on the right. Okay, so if I get rid of this, or basically make it a whole number, whatever I do this side I need to do on the other side. So to get rid of this, I will have to multiply by 2 over 3. So I'll say x to the power of 3 over 2 times 2 over 3. And then what I do here is I break the 27 up into its prime factors. And then I multiply as well with 2 over 3 in this case. Okay. So remember, because it's an equation, whatever you do on the left, you have to do on the right. We didn't do that here because we already had the 3 that could get rid of the third. Okay. But over here we had to multiply by the reciprocal. So in order to get rid of this, whatever we applied here, we have to apply on the other side. So now over here, you'll have x on its own, because 3 cancels each other out, and 2 cancels each other out. Then, over here, we've got 3 times 2. So you'll have 3 to the power of 3 over 1 times 2 over 3. Therefore, x is now equal to 3, and then you'll say 3 times 2, which is 6, and 1 times 3, which is 3. 3 goes into 6 twice, so you'll have 3 squared over here. So therefore, at the end of the day, x is then equal to 9, and that will be your final answer. Okay. Okay, let me just see. Maybe there's another question. Okay, guys, let's quickly do one more question, and then we are sorted for today. Then I assume, or I think, we've covered all the bases for the exponential equations for grade 10. Quickly look at this question. Let's see, x to the power of a half minus 6, and then we go and we do x to the power of a half minus 3, and we put all of that equal to 0. Okay, all of that equal to 0. First things first, get rid of your brackets, okay? And the way that you will do that, because this thing is already factorized, you just need to get rid of your brackets by writing it equal to 0. So a half minus 6 equals 0, or x to the power of a half minus 3 equals 0. Oh my goodness, the light is not good. Let's just see if we can move it up a little bit. Okay, what we need to do now is we need to get rid of the halves that are the exponents of the x's. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is we need to throw the 6 over, and we need to throw the 3 over. So we need to say x to the power of a half equals positive 6, and as well as x to the power of a half is equal to positive 3 in this case. Now we need to get rid of the half. And the only way that you'll be able to do that is by multiplying by the reciprocal, which is 2 over 1. But what you do on the left, you obviously have to do on the right side. So x to the power of a half times 2 over 1 equals 6 to the power of 2 over 1. Okay? Then, with regards to the 3, we've got x to the power of a half times 2 over 1 is equal to 3 to the power of 2 over 1. So whatever you multiply with, the reciprocal here, you need to do the same over here. Okay. You'll then obviously cancel out the fractions that's in the exponential position, and therefore you'll have x is then equal to 36, because 6 times 6 is 36, and then on this side you'll then have x, remember that these ones cancel out, is equal to 9, because 3 times 3 gives me 9, and there you've solved your question. Well guys, that is it for today. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all your support. We do appreciate it. Please remember to subscribe, like, as well as hit that notification bell to stay up to date with our weekly content that we do push out. Make sure that you do spread the word, that you get more people involved so that we can assist a wider range of people that are busy with mathematical studies or just watching for fun. Thanks again for everything. Thanks again for tuning in. Until next time, have a good day. Bye-bye.